Patience Princess Toe was born in Liberia in 2003. She came to the U.S. on February 5th, 2016. She is a junior at Fargo South High School. She speaks Liberian English and American English. Her favorite subject is English. She loves dancing, singing, and fashion. In the future, she wants to be a nurse.
A new chapter. In 2007, my mom was given an amazing opportunity to come to the United States. My mom wanted to bring me along with her, but she couldn't. At that time, I was just 3 years old when my mom went to the United States. I had to stay back in Liberia with my grandma. Living with my grandma was great, but we also had to live with other family members. Some of my uncles, aunts, and cousins lived with us. There was 11 people living in one house. Sometimes I felt lonely even though that was a lot of people. My grandma was scared to let me go out at night. People would steal stuff or try to hurt others. If anyone had anything expensive, like a watch, they would try to take it away. If someone put up the fight, the attacker would brutally beat them up. In my grandma's house, there was a lot of rules. I did not like the rule at all because I thought they were intense. Kids shouldn't talk back to their parents or anyone who's older than them, or she would get beaten. If a child talked back to her parents or anyone who's older than them, she would get beaten. Children are to do their house chores without being told or get punished. On a normal day, I would wake up at about 5 or 6 in the morning. I would quickly get dressed and start walking to school. We had to wear school uniform. Our school uniform we wore was red and white. We were not allowed to let our hair down. In Africa, kids would have to help their parents get dinner ready for school after. I would usually get money from my grandma and walk to the market to buy food. I also had to buy coat that we used to cook with. We were lucky because my auntie sold coat at the basic local market. I would carry the coat to the market. She would stay there and sell the coat while I went back to take care of my little cousin. My grandma would cook. When my grandma was cooking, I would gather all of the dirty dishes and wash them. When she was done cooking, I would carefully place the dishes in front of her for the food to be dished out. Whenever I helped her in the kitchen, she would give me a lot of food. We had no wells in our yard to get water from, so my uncle and I would get water from our neighbor's yard until my grandma decided to build a well in her yard. Years later, in 2013, was the first time I heard I was going to America. I was 9 years old when my mom put in the paperwork for me to come to the U.S. to live with her. I remember once I came home from school, my grandma was on the phone with my mom. She had an exciting grin on her face. "Why do you look so happy?" I asked. "Nana, we're going to the U.S., says my grandma joyfully. I was so excited I couldn't wait to see my mom again. The next morning, I woke up at 5:30 a.m. to get ready for school. I absolutely hated waking up early. I woke up and bathed my entry 3 children, got them dressed, and made breakfast for them before going to school. When I got to school, I told all of my friends I was going to the U.S. They were happy, but some had a sad expression on their face. I remember one of my friends said to me, "Remember when you go to America, Omanko?" In Liberia, the houses there were a lot different from the ones in Fargo. I lived in a Zarian house before my grandma built a block house for us to move in. The bathroom was built outside the block house. There was only one toilet. We didn't have shower in the bathroom. When we had to shower, we would take water in a bucket and go in the bathroom to bathe. We only had one toilet. If it was busy and someone else had to go, they would just go outside the bathroom and cover it up. We washed our clothes by hand and hung them up. Ekers Maria was the church that we went to. Every Sunday, my grandma would cook a lot of food when she had the money. My grandma would usually braid my hair for school. At school, we had to sit in one class and have different teachers teach us. Some of my school that I went to was little, provided food for us, but most didn't. A student will have to bring their own food or money to buy food. There was a lady who sold kobo and it was so good. We didn't have computer school, but we also had student week. During student week, we will have a hat day, sunglasses day, swimming day, culture day, Queen Contest day, and just the best day. I remember every Christmas at my school, we would do or play about the birth of Jesus. I once played Mary, Jesus' mother, and once was one of the 3 wise men. When it was Christmas in Liberia, everyone would dress their bed and go walk a ball. We would go from house to house and tell other people who was older than us that our Christmas is on them. When we say our Christmas is on them, we're referring to the fact that they need to give us money or a present. It was a long time from when I first heard I was going to the U.S. until I finally left. Months and months passed, my excitement about going to the U.S. died down. I thought it was going to be a much faster process, but it took longer than I expected. Finally, in 2016, I finally said my goodbye to my friends and family and hopped on a plane to America. When I got on the plane, I wasn't that scared at all. The only weird thing was I felt like my body was floating in the air. I really didn't get to sleep on the plane because I felt uncomfortable. I really just wanted to sleep on the bed. I arrived in America on February 5th. When I got off the plane, I was amazed by how big and how clean the place was. I looked around the airport and saw a very beautiful woman standing there with a man and a girl. The woman had the most beautiful smile I've ever seen. They were all looking at me, and it made me a little confused when they came up to me and hugged me. This was the first time I saw my mom after all of those years of being apart. I was very happy to see her. When I stood outside the airport, I saw little white things falling from the sky. My mom told me it was snow. It was very cool outside, at least for me since I'm from a hot country. We drove for a long time in a car. My mom stopped on the way to buy us some Chinese food. When she got me the food, I only ate the noodles and left the shrimp because it tasted nasty to me. We got there, I was completely amazed by how big the apartment was. Everything was new to me. It was my first time seeing a stove, sink, dishwasher, and a microwave. Apart from being amazed by the apartment, I was amazed to see my siblings for the first time. They were all happy to see me, but I didn't quite meet their expectation. They really expected me to be bigger and taller considering the fact that I was older than them. But I wasn't. I looked like a 6-year-old even though I was 12. I was very small. I started middle school on February 10th. It was my first time riding the bus. I thought it was school. Back then we didn't have school. We didn't have bus. When I arrived at school, the first thing that came to my mind was, I'm gonna get lost here. The student and teacher helped me when I needed help. One of my favorite subjects in middle school was music, but I got made fun of by other students for not knowing how to sing well. After some weeks, I started to get used to the school. I made some friends, but not a lot. 2 of my friends and I auditioned for the school talent show. I did a dance routine to the song Fitness by Bruno Mars and performed it from students and teachers. During my 8th grade year, I joined the dance team because I really loved to dance. Joining the dance team was one of the best decisions I've ever made in middle school. The dance team was fun. The dance style was jazz, but I added in some hip hop. My dance competition team won 2nd place. In 2019, I started high school. When I got to high school, I expected it to be more like in a movie, but everything just looked the same to me. The teachers started to give a lot of work. One of the best parts during my freshman year in high school was during lunchtime, when my friend and I would bring traditional food from home and have a big food fest. Even though coming to America has been such an amazing opportunity for me, I still feel homesick. I miss my culture, food, the sand, and the people. I miss the weather, the rainy season, and the dry season. I miss the sound of the rain that will put me to sleep. I miss not having to dress warm for winter because it was always summer. Even though I miss all of those things from my country, I'm still very grateful for all of the amazing opportunities America had to offer me. And I was very grateful that I was able to reunite with my mother and start a new chapter. Thank you.